Welcome you guys. Now today we are going to discuss the topic, so that is diversity in living world. So in this topic we have so many subtopics. The first one is, what is living? What is living? For example, I given two things to you. One is human being, another one it is chair. I told to you, you should separate living and non-living things. So how you will separate human being as well as chair? Human being, it is comes under a living organism, and chair, it is comes under a non-living organisms. So how we will separate it? So based on some characteristics or some properties, we are classified into living as well as non-living organisms. So what are those characteristics? So those are, the first one is growth. All the living organisms exhibit this property, that is the growth character. So what is the meaning of growth? So simply you can define increase in cell number or increase in its size or increase in its mass, we are considered as a growth, right? So this growth property, always it is an irreversible change. For example, if you will take a plant, after a few years the plant it turns into tree, but the tree can't turn into a plant. It always takes place in this direction only. It can't turn into this direction. The tree it can't turn into a plant, right? So it is an irreversible change. So what about non-living organisms? Some of the non-living objects like non-living organisms exhibiting this growth property. For example, mountains. So mountains also showing this property. Those are non-living things, but those are also it is showing this property, but that growth it is extrinsic growth or external growth. How it is takes place? This extrinsic growth or external growth due to the accumulation of soil particles or some sand particles around the surface of these mountains. The mountains increase in its size, but that is takes place in an external way. But if you will see in living organisms, the growth it is takes place in an internal way or intrinsic growth. So that's why here the living as well as non-living organisms, so both are, it is showing this property, the character is growth. So that's why we are not considered as a defining property of living organisms. It is a non-defining property of living organism. So it is about the growth. It is the first character. So next one is reproduction. What is reproduction? How we will define the term reproduction? So we already know that reproduction means simply you can tell giving birth to young ones is called as reproduction. Or you can tell another manner, the term or definition for reproduction is production of progeny. Those are it is having, that offsprings it's having less or more similar characters to their parents, we are called as reproduction. And we already know that various types of reproductions like sexual as well as asexual reproduction methods, you are already studied in your 10th class, right? So reproduction process, that is very important for continuation of species. for so many generations, right? But and some of the organisms, for example, if you will take some infertile human couples, or you take sterile honeybees, so these are living organisms, infertile human couples as well as sterile honeybees. So those are living organisms, but so these are the organisms, it can't produce a new one or it can't participate in reproduction. So that's why, so here the reproduction also non-defining property of living organisms. So next character, it is about second character, that is about reproduction. The third one is metabolism. So what about metabolism? Metabolism means a set of chemical reactions. It takes place inside in our body. We call as metabolism. So what are those chemical reactions? For example, if you will take digestion, respiration, excretion, right? So these are the things, a circulatory system. So these are the things, it is comes under a metabolic activities. Again, this metabolism, we are separated into two types. So one it is anabolism and another one it is catabolism. So what about anabolism? We already know that anabolism means it is a constructive process or formation of complex compounds from simple ones we call as anabolism. For example, if you will take photosynthesis, it is an example for anabolic reaction. So as a result of photosynthesis, what we are getting? Glucose molecule. Right? So what about catabolic reaction? So here the formation of complex compounds from simple ones. Here the catabolism means a breakdown of complex compounds into simple one we call as catabolism. For example, if you will take digestion, as a result of digestion, the complex compounds turns into simple one. Or you take a respiration process. So it is also catabolism process. So these are the reactions. Generally it is takes place in living organisms only. So no non-living organisms, it's not showing this property. So that's why, so it is a defining property of living organisms. Right? So up to now we have completed three characteristics. Now we will discuss remaining characters. So next one is a cellular organization. We already know about cellular organization. All the living organisms exhibit this property, that is a cellular organization. In your lower classes, you have already studied about this one. So cell, a group of cells, it forms tissue, and group of tissues, it forms what? That is organ, and group of organs, it forms organ system. And group of organ systems, it forms what? So that is organism. So it is a cellular organization. These cells, it will be organized into organism. So all the living organisms exhibit this property, that is cellular organization. So it is a defining property of living organisms. And along with that, some other characteristics, like if we will take consciousness. Consciousness means aware of their surroundings. Is called as consciousness. For example, in some of the plants or some of the seasonal breeders, so they can reproduce at particular time, means so those are aware of their surroundings, according to the light only those are participating in the reproduction process. So that is called as consciousness. Human being, if you will take, human being is a conscious, self-conscious fellow, so it is also defining property of living organisms. And next one is response to stimuli. So we are responding, all the living organisms, it's showing that property. They are responding to their environment. For example, if you will take plants, so that is plant, that is Mimosa pudica, touch me not plant. So if you will touch that plant, automatically that leaves are folded in condition. Means it is showing that property. It is responding to stimuli, right? So that's why, and it is also comes under a defining property. Example is what? So that is Mimosa pudica. So touch me not plant. So it is also defining property of all living organisms, right? So what are the defining properties of living organisms? So those are metabolism, as well as cellular organization, consciousness, as well as response to stimuli. So these are the properties or defining properties of living organisms. But if you will take a growth as well as reproduction, so those are the non-defining properties of living organisms.